This is ABC7 News at 5:30. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Welcome back. The heat is on, and so is a little bit of drought. We've had record-breaking heat and very little rain for quite some time now on the Suncoast, and farmers are feeling the impact.
Mixon Farms in Bradenton have been in business for nearly 80 years. Owner Dean Mixon tells us the last 3 years have been a little more challenging than usual because of the hot weather and lack of rain.
As the trees get dry, they will tend to pull out the juice out of the inside of the fruit, and it makes the fruit dry out.
Mixon grows a variety of fruits, including oranges, grapefruits, lemons, and even grapes. It's then either placed in their store for purchase or it becomes part of their popular baskets, which are shipped worldwide. So he and his team rely heavily that his fruit is consistently in tip-top shape.
We try to keep the fruit as fresh as possible and bringing it in daily, and so that we don't have a whole lot of fruit that's being held for any length of time.
The effects that farmers are feeling from this heat and lack of rain aren't really having too much of an impact on consumers. Daniela Bordea spent part of her day visiting Mixon Farms with her 2 young children. She says all the food she was sampling, including the fruit, is good as ever.
Delicious. Yeah, the minolas very good. I tasted the grapefruit. They are very tasteful.
Weather does play such an important role in the growing process. If there's not enough rain or too much heat, among other issues, a piece of fruit can sometimes end up looking like this. The ones that don't make the cut sometimes becomes fresh squeezed juice. We're being told that just because the skin of the fruit doesn't look good doesn't always mean the inside is in bad shape. To combat unseasonable heat and lack of rain, Mixon uses an irrigation system and also a big fan mister, which helps with the look and taste of the fruit.
We just kind of go by the way they look. If they're starting to wilt a little bit, we kind of have a feel for it, but and we'll put irrigation on as we need it.
Suncoast farmers will continue to keep their fingers crossed for some rain and cooler temps. That was ABC7's Rick Adams reporting. And now we're going to head over to John and get a check on this very warm forecast, which, as Rick mentioned, is affecting our crops.
Yeah, warm and dry. You know, we've had about 1.25 inches of rainfall for the month of December. Normally we're about 2.5. And if you look at the U.S. Drought Monitor, which covers the entire United States and shows where the really parched areas are, as you know, the Deep South has had some very, very dry conditions, which led to our amazing forest fires that we had there a couple weeks back. Our area now has been included in the abnormally dry zone, and hopefully we'll get some rainfall down the road, because as we enter into fire season, we don't want to do that coming into fire season very, very dry. But so far it looks like that might be the case. We saw a few scattered showers build today because we developed a little bit of a sea breeze, and that sea breeze helped kick off a shower or two in inland areas. But I tell you what, they're few and far between, and they're in the process of decay as I speak. So not many of these will have any chance whatsoever of marring outdoor activities if you plan to go out and dine al fresco tonight or enjoy city streets this evening. Should be fine. Nighttime temperatures will bottom out probably in the mid-60s, similar to what we saw this morning, and there'll be some patchy fog around in the morning. We've got some much cooler weather coming our way, and maybe a chance of rain down the road. We'll talk about that coming up in just a few.
Thank you, John. Now to a developing story at Trump Tower. You're looking at a live look of the tower in New York. The lobby was just cleared so police could investigate a so-called suspicious package. The package turned out to be an unattended backpack with children's toys. The bomb squad checked it out and gave the all clear. Now to President-elect Donald Trump's war of words with President Obama. The two leaders promised a smooth transition of power, but now Trump is firing off on Twitter after the president said he could have beaten him on election night. In a podcast, President Obama told his former White House advisor, David Axelrod, he is confident in his vision. Donald Trump quickly fired back on Twitter, saying, quote, President Obama said that he thinks he would have won against me. He should say that, but I say no way. End quote. Later, Trump added the world was gloomy before he won. There was no hope.
My guess is we are looking ahead to what's going to happen on January 21st. I think Barack Obama is going to be very assertive and very aggressive in taking on Donald Trump.
The Trump tweets come as the president-elect works to disentangle himself from the business and this charitable foundation, which he claims, unlike most foundations, it never paid fees, rent, salaries, or any expenses. 100% of the money goes to charities, according to Donald Trump. His foundation is under investigation by the New York Attorney General over questions about collections, donations, and spending. U.S. Representative Gwen Graham is wrapping up her 2 years in Congress. Graham's plan to run for re-election this year was scuttled by a court-ordered redistricting. But Graham has made it clear she is interested in running for Florida governor in 2018, which is a post once held by her father, Bob Graham. Gwen Graham won her first elected office in 2014. As a congressional member, Graham has often characterized her leadership style as North Florida way, where she tries to find partisan solutions.
The reality is, for 20 years, there has been a Republican dominance in state government. And I think that dominance has actually hurt the state of Florida. I believe in a balance in government. I believe having multiple voices in the room who have different opinions.
If Graham runs for governor, she will likely face a crowded Democratic field. Potential candidates include John Morgan and a number of mayors in the state of Florida. With New Year's Eve celebrations expected to draw a huge crowd, there's increased security at Times Square in New York. Police say it's not in response to any specific threat, but they're not taking any chances in the wake of the terror attack in Berlin. ABC's Elizabeth Herr is in New York with more.
New York City's Times Square, usually packed with tourists year-round, is about to get a lot busier with this year's giant ball now in position for the big party just days away. The NYPD also gearing up for the main event.
In light of what we've experienced in this country and the attacks that we've witnessed overseas, law enforcement has to take every situation seriously.
The vigilance comes just a week after a joint security bulletin expressed concern, noting there's no specific credible threat against the Times Square New Year's Eve 2017 celebration, but the presence of a large number of spectators represents opportunities for a mass casualty event.
Even a person with no direct ties to a terrorist organization can still represent a threat to this country.
Law enforcement around the world still on high alert after the truck attack in Berlin last week that killed 12 and injured dozens more. In Times Square this weekend, security will be the city's top priority, with sanitation trucks used to block streets during the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade expected to make a return, as well as officers in tactical gear armed with rifles and other layers of protection the public will not see.
And police are asking revelers to do their part, not just here in New York City, but at celebrations throughout the country, to stay alert and vigilant. Elizabeth Herr, ABC News, New York.
The United States could be soon taking its biggest step in decades toward helping the 1 in 5 Americans suffering from mental health issues. 2 weeks ago, President Obama signed the 21st Century Cures Act, allocating billions of dollars toward medical research and fighting opioid addiction. Suncoast Congressman Vern Buchanan co-sponsored part of the law to boost the number of psychiatrists and fund crisis intervention training for law enforcement. The act also clarifies privacy laws that sometimes isolate patients from their family members. Those who work closely with addiction and homelessness on the Suncoast say this is desperately needed.
So many of our people shouldn't be on the street. I'm always worried about, we have 2 or 3 people that are schizophrenic, and when they go off, they're a threat to themselves and other people.
Right now they're passing out Band-Aids. They don't have the funding. They don't have the power to really help people.
Experts say long-term mental health care is unaffordable for most people on the Suncoast. Tonight on ABC7 News at 7, we'll speak with treatment specialists about how this new law could improve the availability of treatment. And still to come on your Suncoast News, chemicals in your makeup bag. The government may limit how much lead is in your lipstick and other beauty items. Which brands are especially concerning? That's coming up in Health News.
At SWC Properties, we pride ourselves in providing to you the very best in customer satisfaction, and the secret's getting out. Maybe that's why so many people have chosen to list their homes with our friendly and qualified agents. After all, it only makes sense to list with a growing agency that markets in so many places. To list your home with SWC, give us a call at our office and ask for Eric Schrock.
It's been an emotional time politically and socially this year.
But during a season when hearts are a little more open to love, we want to talk about good things to believe in.
We believe in service and making a difference in others' lives.
We believe in hearing the other point of view.
We believe in being kind, no matter how busy the day is.
We believe friends and family are the best recipe in your kitchen.
We hope you believe too.
Happy holidays from ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Holiday scratch-offs are here, and oh, they make great surprises. Imagine the joy they will bring. With over $126 million in prizes, use them for a wreath or a place card for your feast. Attach them, scratch them, and let the magic happen. Holiday scratch-offs. The Florida Lottery has them. Just imagine.
Selling your home? Insist on a 3D showcase tour from Gulf Shores Realty. Virtual tours are flat and boring and look more like a slideshow than a tour. A 3D tour from Gulf Shores Realty is like actually walking through the home without the drive. Get instant access to your next home from any device. Multiple views give homebuyers a perspective like no other. For a limited time, mention ABC7 and Gulf Shores Realty will provide a complimentary 3D tour with your new listing.
The FDA issues draft guidance to the cosmetic industry in an effort to limit consumers' exposure to lead in lipstick and other makeup. ABC7's Alex Redmond joins us with more. Alex.
Thanks, Haley. If you wear makeup, the one thing you may not want to leave the house without is your lipstick. But levels of one particular ingredient in the cosmetic that gives your lips color may also be too high to be considered safe. We all have our favorite lipstick.
Well, I do love my lipstick. It is a Revlon product and it stays on for a long time. I think it's called Long Lasting. And I don't know the color. I never look at the color, I just look to see if the color is right.
And the first time lipstick graced our lips.
Probably when I was about 13 or 14 and it was pink.
Connie McManus is somewhat of a lipstick connoisseur.
They had very elaborate lipsticks in those days. There was one I remember. It was so cute, and you'd take the top off and the lipstick would come up.
It's the perfect shade of red. But before you put that on your lips, you may want to consider that the FDA has new suggested guidelines for the amount of lead that's in your lipstick and other cosmetics.
Lead in the lipstick? Oh my.
Well, as we know from the recent episode in Flint, Michigan, this whole exposure to lead is significant and a real problem for children and those with developing brains, so babies in utero, pregnant mothers, nursing mothers. We want to try to keep people safe and minimize their exposure to toxic chemicals.
Dr. Lisa Merritt of the Multicultural Health Institute says the FDA's draft guidance to the cosmetic industry in an effort to better determine lead levels in cosmetics, and particularly lipstick, is a good move.
Well, lipstick is a little different from other makeup because you put it on your skin and it sits there and absorbs somewhat. But if you put something on your mouth, then that means when you eat, when you talk, when you lick your lips to moisten them, you're going to ingest, take in some of the chemicals that give it its beautiful, vibrant color.
The FDA has now concluded that a recommended maximum level of 10 parts per million for lead as an impurity in cosmetic lip products and externally applied cosmetics would not pose a health risk. Dr. Merritt suggests looking for organic products that fully disclose the ingredients.
I suggest that everyone should read. The same way you want to be conscious about what you're putting in your body, you should be conscious about what you're putting on your body, and particularly anything near your mouth.
A new consideration for many.
You know what, I never really thought about it.
Because lead is naturally occurring in nature, it doesn't have to be disclosed. Regulations and standards on organic products are stringent. It allows them to make claims that their non-organic counterparts can't back up.
And Alex, how can we find out? Because of course, those of us who work in television have to wear makeup. How can we find out if our products are safe or if they contain lead or not?
Great place to go is the Environmental Working Group's Skin Deep. And of course, there's no way to tell exactly how much lead or what kind of lead's in it because they don't have to disclose that. But for the other things that are in there, for the hazards, they can tell you what your hazard levels are. So just go online and we'll have a link for you at mysuncoast.com.
Great to always be informed. Thank you, Alex. Now let's head over to John and get a check on our forecast.
Yeah, our warm forecast. Once again today, we were above average in our daytime high temperature, coming in at 81 degrees. Not as bad as yesterday. We're about 5 degrees cooler than yesterday, but that just shows how warm it was. I mean, if you look at our daytime morning low, which was 63, and where we should be at 52, and our daytime high temperature of 81 and where we should be at 72, you do the math, we're 10 degrees above average on the day and night combined. So, just really warm conditions across the Sun Coast. That coming to an end, though, as we head into the end of the week. 76 degrees, current air temperature. West wind kicked off a few showers in inland areas today. We had the sea breeze build as the winds were generally lighter, the environmental winds over the peninsula. And a dew point value of 65 will still support some patchy fog toward morning hours. Temperatures across the state generally running about where we have seen them over the last several days. 76 degrees in Tallahassee, 78 in Gainesville, 76 degrees in Jacksonville, 77 at Palm Beach, 80 in Miami, 79 in Key West. We've benefited from a little bit of a sea breeze today that kept things cooler. 77 Mayaca, 77 Arcadia, 79 Northport, 76 degrees in Venice. A lot of sunshine across the state, and that will be the case tomorrow as well, the next several days. Pretty benign weather, actually. If you look at the showers that we had, they have since dissipated, and really as we head into the evening hours, showers are not going to be an issue. The very thin layer of moisture just not supporting much in the way of showers. Even as the next front comes through, we won't see much in the way of showers. This line is a cold front. It's not the one that's going to come through our area. That one's going to stall out. And eventually, the colder air producing snow showers back in the Pacific Northwest will advance in this direction. Snowfall accumulations are going to be impressive in the higher elevations of the Rockies. And a low pressure area lifting north may produce a little bit of snow flurries, freezing rain for the ball drop in Times Square on New Year's Eve. The frontal boundary right now that we just showed you on radar stalling out. The second frontal boundary with the really cold air sinks southward, kicking off the showers and a little bit of snow and freezing rain as it heads toward New York on the ball drop night of New Year's Eve. And we get just kind of those showers trying to work into the very dry air that's over Florida, producing maybe an isolated shower or two. Not much of a rain chance. That comes Thursday night. By Friday, it'll all be clear as that cold air sinks in and lowers our temperatures into the 60s for daytime highs, maybe even low 60s. So we wait for those cooler temperatures. In the meantime, lots of sunshine. Watch as we put the temperature map into motion, and you'll see that cold air sinking south as we head into Friday across the entire nation in the deep freeze. And that won't last long, though. That's the good news, I guess. If you like cold weather, you'll get a taste of it. If you like warm weather, you won't have to wait long to see those warmer temperatures return. Northeast wind coming in at about 5 knots, switches to the northwest tomorrow afternoon with a sea breeze once again. And the cold air filters in on Friday with breezy conditions and a high in the mid to lower 60s. But look, by Sunday, we're back above average once again, with temperatures in the upper 70s as we head into next work week. Maybe a good chance of rain Monday or Tuesday. Back to you.
Thank you, John. Now to Suncoast Traffic Watch. There is an accident on Tuttle Avenue at University Parkway, so do be careful in that area. A warning now for new parents and grandparents. Evenflo is issuing a voluntary recall on select models of its Evolve booster seat due to a problem with the harnesses. According to the company, some children can access the harness adjustment button without adult assistance and loosen it. No injuries, though, have been reported. The recall includes certain models of Evolve booster seats manufactured before February 9th, 2016. Talk about prime numbers. Amazon says it has shipped more than 1 billion items around the world through its Prime loyalty program this holiday season. That number includes orders shipped by third-party merchants but fulfilled by Amazon. Amazon also says more people tried Prime than during any previous holiday season. A gas station on the Suncoast recently sold a winning lottery ticket worth $1 million. The Florida Lottery says a truck driver from Indiana has claimed a $1 million prize in the $5 million Flamingo Multiplier Scratch-Off game. Ricky Hartbarger bought the ticket from the Pilot Travel Center on 51st Avenue East in Ellington. He decided to get a one-time lump sum payment of more than $719,000. And that is coming at the perfect time of year to have to pay off all those holiday bills. Entertainment news is next.
at 4 on Suncoast View.
I'm Stephanie Roberts on Suncoast View. It's the Man Show with our gadget guru, crowdfunding favorite products, a hip and hot fashion show, and made restaurant.
Tomorrow at 4 on Suncoast View.
Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Make your holidays sparkle with style. Browse our amazing showroom, cute collectible cottages, and beautiful Christmas displays. Find the inspiration, selection, and quality you need to deck the halls merry and bright. Christmas Traditions also features the area's largest selection of quality pre-lit Christmas trees, every size, shape, and color, and plenty of decorations to make your home shine for the holidays. Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Visit us on New 301, just a quarter-mile north of University Parkway.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
If you're depressed, drinking, and using drugs, you may need help. And the Affordable Care Act guarantees coverage of substance abuse. Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Are you losing hope? You can recover and get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven, gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment with someone who cares.
Call 1-800-764-8708. That's 1-800-764-8708.
Sarasota Institute of Lifetime Learning begins its 46th season on Monday, January 9th in Sarasota, Venice, and Lakewood Ranch. Meet Blair Tyndall, author of Mozart in the Jungle, on Monday, January 9th, and information and intelligence expert Terry Roberts on Tuesday, January 10th. 72 global issues lectures by renowned experts. 24 musical conversations with great performers. Tickets are on sale now. For more information and to purchase season tickets, visit SILLSarasota.org.
Sarasota, we're uncorking something special at Michael's Wine Cellar and Tasting Room. Shop in a relaxed atmosphere with our wine specialists. You'll find 1,000 international wines, 200 under $20. National brand and boutique liquors at competitive pricing. Handcrafted beers. Stop by Michael's Wine Cellar and Tasting Room today and let us show you something exceptional.
We have new information about Garry Shandling's death. The actor's cause of death has been attributed to a blood clot in his heart. A report by the Los Angeles coroner states the fatal clot that killed Shandling in March happened after he developed blood clots in his legs. Shandling created his comic masterpiece, The Larry Sanders Show, for HBO. After the show ended in 1999, Shandling hosted the Emmy Awards in 2000 and 2004. A follow-up now on the death hoax involving Britney Spears. Someone apparently broke into Sony Music's Twitter account and tweeted that the singer had passed away. But Spears' rep says the pop star is alive and well. He also says that similar claims were made online before, but never from Sony's Twitter account. They appear to suggest a connection with the group called Our Mine. It's been linked to several high-profile hacks in the past. 96-year-old Cyrus Porter is a World War II veteran, a grandfather, a great-grandfather to 50 children, and he is also one of Taylor Swift's biggest fans. He will go anywhere within driving distance to see her in concert. He didn't have to leave his home, though, to meet her. The pop star surprised him with a visit at his home yesterday. She even picked up a guitar and played her hit song, Shake It Off, just for him. He says that he will still see her during her next tour. Isn't that amazing? And it's so funny that he's become such a big fan. I'm sure it has a lot to do with his granddaughters. We'll be right back.
At SWC Properties, we pride ourselves in providing to you the very best in customer satisfaction, and the secret's getting out. Maybe that's why so many people have chosen to list their homes with our friendly and qualified agents. After all, it only makes sense to list with a growing agency that markets in so many places. To list your home with SWC, give us a call at our office and ask for Teresa Witt.